April 17th, 2009 marked the 45th anniversary of the introduction of the Ford Mustang, the vehicle that started something very special in the automotive industry and was the catalyst for the pony car revolution. From its first public unveiling in 1964 at the New York World's Fair, the Ford Mustang has become an American legend. It has become iconized in television and film, and from the racetrack to the driveway, its image is known the world over. The Mustang is all about fun, free spirit, and feeling youthful. And this evening we're going to talk about what makes this one vehicle embody such appealing characteristics. We'll talk about its beginnings as a V6 pony car, its recipe for success over the past 4 decades, and lastly, its continued popularity as an American sports car. From the very beginning, the Mustang was something new and different, and it seemed to be just the right car at the right time. From day one, the Mustang was a car that meant freedom, excitement, and fun driving. The history of the Ford Mustang begins with the Ford product manager Donald Frey's introduction of the Mustang in 1964, enthusiastically supported by then General Manager Lee Iacocca. The Mustang became an instant hit for Ford, selling over 22,000 units in the first week the Mustang was available. In the Mustang's first 2 years of sales, more than 1 million Mustangs would end up being sold. Much of the original body style was based on a great deal of the Ford Falcon and Ford Fairlane. It enclosed a straight six engine and was available in convertible or coupe version. The first model was released in early 1965, but is lovingly known as the 1964 and a half Mustang. The Ford Mustang made sporty driving excitement accessible to more Americans than ever before, and the culture of a country and indeed the world would never be the same. In late 1965, a GT equipment package was introduced. It included a V8 block engine, front fog lights, and disc brakes. At this time, a fastback version was introduced along with the coupe and convertible models. However, the coupe continued to outsell other versions. In 1966, 1966 also saw the introduction of the famed Shelby GT350, a Shelby Mustang specially prepared for the Hertz rental car company, designed for weekend drag racers on a rental basis. Americans love their cars, they love their speed, the power, the raciness, and the excitement. Ford's response to this American drive came in 1967. From 1967 to 1970, the Mustang continued to increase in size to have the capacity for bigger V8 engines. Ford tried stuffing in the Stang from 1971 to 1973. New product design manager Buddy Knudsen saw the Mustang drive during its period of the largest engine size increase, including such venerable powerhouses as the V390, the 427, and the 429 cubic inch V8 monster. It was at this time in the United States experienced the first of the Arab oil embargoes, however, causing a decline in demand in huge engine size guzzlers. It was also at this time that Mustang fans began to cry out for the return of the smaller Mustangs of the 1960s. When Lee Iacocca became president of Ford in 1973, he put together a plan to completely redesign the Mustang, now basing it solely on the Ford Pinto body, too much of the chagrin of the big Mustang fans. Born out of the ashes of the early 1970s era land yachts, the Mustang II was an attempt to recapture the flair and excitement of the sales of the original pony. In 1974, we would see the introduction of the much different Mustang than the big Mustangs we've grown accustomed to from the release of the Mustang II. The Mustang II, produced to compete with the smaller, hot-selling sports cars at the time, would go on to become one of the best-selling editions of the Mustang ever. The V8 version was not available in the car's inaugural year, but heavy demand for it was so great it was forced to come up with a V8 version that was introduced in 1975 to the cries from pony car fans all over. Ushering in with the 1979 would see another major do-over of the Mustang based on Ford's Fox platform. This period I would like to coin as the dark ages of the Mustang production, and would see the lowest horsepower version of the Mustang in history, with its V8 equipped versions reaching a mere 128 horsepower. This caused Mustang sales to slump right through the 80s until the next major redesign in 1994. The gas crunch of the late 70s and early 80s was over. Ford wanted to go back to its roots and develop a new, more powerful Mustang. Auto designers Patrick Schiavone would end up radically designing yet another new Mustang body style, codenaming it SN95. The design, which was sleek and stylish with rounded curves, would breathe new life into the car. It is this redesign that is greatly credited with saving the beloved Mustang from sure extinction. It would also see the fastback version discontinued for the first time since its inception back in the 60s. It would end up being selected as a pace car for the Indianapolis 500 in 1994, It would soon go on to become Motor Trend's Car of the Year for the third time in the cars historically. Yet another redesign of the Mustang was approved in 1999, but the car would end up keeping much of the basic look of the original SN95 design, with somewhat more of an angular feature. The GT version would increase in horsepower to 260 in 2005, and the Mustang would yet again see another group of loyal fans be born, and a major increase in popularity with one of the most radical redesigns in history. The 2005 Mustang was a complete retro redesign, with design cues taken directly from the 1960s. Ford called it a retro futurism, and even the interior dials and controls harken back to the 60s. Old fans, like me, would see the classic looks that we had grown up with roll the streets on the prowl again, in a major case of flashback to our youth. With this current redesign, the Mustang remains one of the only original muscle cars in constant production and continues to be one of the most popular cars in America, with only the Chevy Corvette being older. The Mustang will always be the working man or working woman sports car, and to this day is one of the most loyal fan bases of any car. So, we've now had a look at the history of the Mustang, its beginnings as a pony car, an instant iconic classic, its transformation over the years, and its future as a sports car. With fans from 16 to 60 or 70, the appeal of the Mustang is as large as ever. One can only hope that Ford continues to seek out the voice of fans old and young alike, and the next round of the designers is struck to the blueprints, and the beloved Mustang will continue to roam the streets for yet another